Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril and today I'm tackling the 4th dwarf in my Thorins Company playlist with the fierce warrior and father of Gimli, Gloin. Another one of the brutal combat pieces which makes up Thorins Company, super strong on the field of battle and defensive to the end over his absolutely gorgeous wife and his wee lad Gimli. Those elves, honestly. As you might expect, Gloin shares a lot of similarities in garb and colour palette to Gimli, albeit for my tutorial I've heightened the tone of the res a bit more and I'm using a lot more grounded browns and golds to offset the vibrancy. Also, somewhere under all that hair, there's a face, would you believe it? I've primed my Gloin with Citadel Cow's Black Spray prior to painting. Brush is ready, let's get to it. I'm starting by giving the small amount of Gloin's visible face a base coat using Bugmans Glow. All of Gloin's hair and beard now are being base coated using Doombull Brown. Now I think Gloin may actually be the beardiest dwarf in the company. The panels of Gloin's dwarvish tunic are now being base coated using Khorne Red, focusing on the inner segments within all the trim that runs around the outside. The inner cloth, his sleeves and their axe shafts are now going to be base coated using Vorbak Red. I'm base coating his trousers now using Death Korp's Drab. All the trim over the tunics, belts, gloves and his boots now are being base coated using Thondia Brown. His little pouches are then being picked out using Dryad Bark. The armour poking out over Gloin's shoulders is now being base coated using a few thin down coats of Sycorax Bronze. And finally, the axe blades and the small bit of exposed chainmail just above that belt buckle are being base coated using Leadbelcher. His face is getting a targeted shade now using Reikland Fleshshade. His hair, beard, undercloth and the axe shaft now are all being shaded universally using Carroburg Crimson. The tunic, trousers, armour and all the trim, gloves and boots are now being shaded down using Agrex Earthshade. With the axe blades being given a quick shade using Nuln Oil. I'm layering over the face now using a 1-to-1 mix of Bugmans Glow and Cadian Fleshtone. Followed by a second layer further framing what facial details I can actually see under that bushel, using pure Cadian Fleshtone. I'm highlighting now with a 3-to-1 mix of Cadian Fleshtone and Kislev Flesh, not wanting to bring this up too light as he is a little bit more flushed and red than some of his other Warriors companions. And adding some more Kislev Flesh into the mix for a final edge highlight over the brow, nose and cheekbones. I'm applying a targeted glaze using heavily diluted Carroburg Crimson just to bring a little warmth and redness back to Gloin's face. I'm picking out Gloin's eyes now using Abaddon Black, and finishing them off with 2 dots of Pallid Witch Flesh either side. I'm blocking out the texture of Gloin's hair and beard now using a 1-to-1 mix of Doombull Brown and Scrag Brown, focusing on separating out the larger clumps of hair, leaving the Carroburg shade showing in the recesses. Now I'm building up the texture of the hair and beard using pure Scrag Brown, being a little bit more focused and defined in where I place his layer, starting to separate out the longer strands of hair and creating texture over all the braids, knots and his scalp. You'll probably find this looks a little bit streaky as Scrag Brown is a tad on the watery side, but just trust the process. The first highlight is being done using a 2-to-1 mix of Scrag Brown and Ungor Flesh. You can see how targeted and controlled I'm being over the texture of Gloin's hair and beard, letting the underlayers show through underneath to really strengthen my blend. I'm adding some more Ungor Flesh into the mix now for the final edge highlight to the hair, focusing more towards the roots and tips of the strands now to help the gradient from the darker recesses through to the lighter tips. I'm tying all the layers and highlights together now and toning down the vibrancy a smidge by applying a glaze using Reikland Fleshshade. I'm going over the tunic now and blocking in the panels using a 1-to-1 mix of Khorne Red and Evil Sun Scarlet. You can see how I'm trying to leave some of the Agrex Earthshade showing between the trim and the main body of the tunic panels as I progress. A second layer is now being applied using pure Evil Sun Scarlet, framing the panels within the trim sections now, leaving the previous mix showing over the main surface area. An edge highlight is then being applied using a 2-to-1 mix of Evil Sun Scarlet and Ungor Flesh, retracing around my previous layer in a much more precise manner. The final stage is to apply glaze using heavily diluted Carroburg Crimson to the tunic reds. The red undercloth, sleeves and edges of the axe shafts now are being layered up using Wordbearer's Red, leaving the shade showing in any material folds and creases. Another layer is now being applied, further defining the folds of the material and the sharpness of the axe edging using a 3-to-1 mix of Wordbearer's Red and Cadian Fleshtone. I've then just simply added more Cadian Fleshtone to my mix for a final edge highlight over these areas, bringing my mix up to a 1-to-1 split between the Wordbearer's Red and Cadian Fleshtone. The trousers are being layered up with a 1-to-1 mix of Korp Drab and Lauren Forest, again leaving the shade showing in the creases. This is being followed by a highlight using pure Lauren Forest. I'm going around all the trim on the tunic, any belts, the boots and the gloves, and framing the edges of all these sections now using a 2-to-1 mix of Thondia Brown and Cadian Fleshtone, giving a good point to my brush as I go to make sure my line work stays as consistent and precise as possible. This is being followed up with an extreme edge highlight further framing all the trim, the gloves, the boots, upping the concentration of Cadian Fleshtone in a mix to a 2:1 ratio in favour of the Fleshtone. His little pouches on his side are then being hit with some Thornton Brown just applied as an edge highlight. With all this in place, all the browns now being given a glaze using Reikland Fleshshade. The gold sections now are being layered up using Sycorax Bronze, hitting the individual scales over the upper armour, leaving the shade showing in the grooves between them. An edge highlight is now being applied using Canoptech alloy. I'm also picking out any beads in the beard here too. The glaze is now being applied using Druchii Violet. Finally, I'm applying an extreme edge highlight to the axe blades and picking out the pommel details using Stormhose Silver. Is it any wonder that our beloved hero Gimli became the hero he was with this powerhouse of a dwarf warrior as his father? Well, now Gloin is ready to wreak havoc on the tabletop and your opponent's models with axes spinning and beard undoubtedly going crazy. For basing tips and tricks, please head over and check out my 5-minute bases playlist. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to make sure you never miss a Mithril upload. Thank you so much to all our patrons. Your help keeps the light on over at Mithril Towers. You can support us over there for as little as £1 a month. There's absolutely no obligation, but your support is hugely appreciated. Thank you all very, very much. I hope you all enjoyed as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.